Okay, here's a look at the Legacy Evolution Bombshell. So here's just a quick look at the front of the box. And in the cavity, you could see there Bombshell. Back of the box, you get your product images, the accessories, Evil Fusion. Side of the box, you get some artwork there of some other figures in this line. Other side, you get the artwork there of Bombshell, which is really nice. Top of the box, you get your QR code, and the bottom words and stuff. So that's a look at the box. And as you could see, I bought two of them. I bought two of all the Insecticons. So let's just take a really quick look at the figure. So first of all, this is a really nicely sculpted figure. Transformation is fun and easy, but I do have some issues with the cartoon accuracy, which I'll point out later. But that's a quick look at the figure. And now let's go over these accessories that it comes with. And here you could see his handgun, which is nicely painted silver. And then these two things, which are his insect legs. And this is basically a parts former, which I'll point out later. And then, of course, the instructions. Let's just go over this because I don't want to cover all of the things it does. Attaching the weapons to make a bigger weapon. Make it look like you're getting something more with this figure, but you're not. But that's a look at the instructions. And now, let's go ahead and take a closer look at the figure. Let's give him his handgun here. So first of all, let's take a look at that head. This is a really nice head sculpt. And I love the attention to the paint details on the crest there, the red eyes. The head just swivels left and right, no up and down, unfortunately. And the chest. This was always a challenge, the purple or dark gray for the cartoon accuracy. And I'll just point out, Bad Cube is the only one that solved this problem where he has a gray chest and purple in insect mode. So just wanted to point that out. Shoulders can go out to the side, front and back, bicep swivel, elbow can go up and down. Wrist can rotate in due to transformation. And here's another issue I have in terms of cartoon accuracy. It should all be black, but it's gray. And the chest here, oh man, it's unfortunate they don't make them so that it opens. I mean, you could see how it does, but they purposely locked it so you can't open it. My guess is because they could not come up with a cheap feature to utilize this opening feature, so they just decided to close it up so it doesn't look like, so you don't get any complaints about it. But anyways, chest doesn't open up. And the waist, you do get waist rotation, but no ab crunch. Legs can go front and back, out to the side, thigh rotation. And here again, something that really grinds my gears. These black hips here should be gray, but they didn't do that. But you do get a knee bend, all on friction, and the ankle rocker, which is a little tight, but no toe tilt up and down. But as far as the figure goes, you do get your fair amount of articulation for mainline retail. So it makes this figure really fun to play with. So now let's just compare this with the animation model so you could see some of the things that I was talking about. Well, first of all, the chest is forgivable. Because like I said, it's kind of hard to solve this problem very cheaply. But yeah, he has a purple chest. And you can see here, this is what I was talking about. It's not black, not black. The hip should be gray, but it isn't. So yeah, and you can try to argue with me that, yeah, it comes on the molds and stuff. But no, if they really wanted to, they could easily fix that, which is something that Takata would do back in the old days before that merge. But anyways, overall, it's not bad. Particularly the sculpt. This is a really nice, nicely sculpted figure. So a lot of props to the sculptors. So now let's get some comparisons out of the way. First, let's compare it with the previous mainline retail, which is the Legends. And here, this one's the Takata version, so you could see has the cartoon, more cartoon accurate. Looks really nice. It's definitely an upgrade. So again, during this time, they were meant to resemble the character, but they weren't really focusing on cartoon accuracy. But now they are, but thanks to Hasbro, we don't get the full cartoon accuracy. But that's a look at the previous version. And just for the heck of it, let's compare this with the original G1. Why? Because it's precious. So yeah, you could see here, you could see the purple chest, and you could see how they're trying to capture some of the toy aesthetics, because you could see that red detail there, which is from the toy, but it makes it look nice. Also the blue here. Nice painted accent, which makes the figure look really nice. So it's kind of like a fusion toy and cartoon. Really nice. And now let's compare this with these other teammates here, Kickback and Shrapnel. So now we can see what this looks like. And this is really a nice looking set. Look at that. These guys look really great together. Not cartoon accurate. I mean, even Shrapnel, his arms here, they should be purple and purple. Yeah, and unfortunately, I can't really swap these out, so this should be black, and then this would be gray, because there's a pin in here, so that's unfortunate. But I can untab these fists, which I think I'm going to do, and then I'm going to have to custom paint it to be more cartoon accurate. But that's a look at the other figures, and it looks really nice. And so now let's also compare this with the other figures in this line, the War for Cybertron or Legacy, whatever you want to call it. And here you could see, this looks really cool. I mean, I'm not a mainline retail collector, but, you know, there is something fun about this. I mean, they're fun to play with, they're easy to transform, and, you know, overall, I mean, it does look, it's not, you know, cartoon accurate like Masterpiece, New Age, Magic Square, but this still, you know, looks pretty good, because they did a much better job of capturing the cartoon aesthetics now. So that's a look at that. And since I have it out, let's just do a little bit more comparison. Here is the Masterpiece version. And now, first of all, to be fair, this is not a Masterpiece, but this is. So there's obviously some differences there. And you could see, yeah, just showing you the difference. Masterpiece is really cool. And let's compare this with Legends or Mini Masterpiece, whatever you want to call it. Here are the Insecticons by New Age. And yeah, this is, I really like this, but we really need Magic Square to make the Insecticons. So here you can see kind of what that looks like, and let's just take a closer look at here at Bombshell. Look at how they handled that, and look at the mainline retail. So just letting you know kind of what you're getting with you know, the different lines, either Legends, Masterpiece, or mainline retail. But that's a look at the figure. So now let's transform it into his insect mode and take a look at that. Okay, here's a look at Bombshell in his insect mode. And first, as always, let's compare this with the animation model so we can see how well they captured the cartoon aesthetics. And they did a nice job. It's a really nicely sculpted figure. There are little painted, accented details here that's not cartoon accurate. It's based more on the toy, but it does make the figure look really nice. And the bottom view, let's see, you know, it's, I don't know what you could say. I mean, it is, again, nicely sculpted, very cartoon accurate, so that's really nice. And now let's just take a closer look at the figure so you could see here, this is a really nicely sculpted figure. So much props again to the sculptors. They did a really nice job. The insect leg articulation there. Yeah, I like all the, it's, man, this is unfortunate that this doesn't open up. Again, I think they purposely locked that because they weren't able to utilize the cavity for some sort of feature, so they just closed it up so people can't complain about it. But other than that, look at it. This is a really nicely nice figure. So now let's compare this with the other figures, his other minions. So let's bring out Kickback here, and let's bring out Bombshell, which I'm going to call his twin because, you know, a lot of the same parts are used here, and you could see this looks really nice. Yeah, I anticipate a studio series version of these Insecticons, maybe more cartoon accurate, or maybe even a toy version or a Diaclone version. But anyways, I just kind of foresee them reusing these molds for some other figures. But anyways, that's a look at the others. And then, just for the heck of it, let's compare this with the original G1. Why? Because it's precious. So here you could see, this looks really cool. This is kind of cool how it has some wheels on it so it could roll. But anyways, that's a look at the insect mode. So now let's go ahead and transform back to robot mode and have our final thoughts. Okay, my final thoughts on this figure. Overall, all things considered, for a mainline retail figure, this is a really nice figure, nicely sculpted, very fun to play with, easy transformation. I like all the nicely sculpted detail, the little accent of paint detail here from the toy, which is really nice. There are little nitpicky things that are unfortunate, such as his chest piece doesn't open up, and for me, the biggest issue that really grinds my gears is these parts are not colored to be cartoon accurate. But other than that, yeah, this is a nice figure. Goes great with the other two Insecticons. And yeah, I don't really know what else to say. It's a nice little fun figure. It's not a masterpiece. It's not a Legends mini masterpiece, but it is mainline retail. Looks good. It's well designed, fun to play with. So yeah, it's a nice figure though. So that's my final thoughts on the Legacy Evolution Bombshell.
I think your dear Decepticons would rather follow my commands.